Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Backyard Build. We're continuing the series of flipping the cars that I have to try to save up enough money to buy my dream car, which is a Dodge Charger Hellcat Widebody. Anyway, we're continuing with the Crossfire build, so if you haven't seen the one that I did before that, go back and watch that one first, and then come back and watch this one. But let's jump right back into it. We're going to deal with the transmission issue first. All right, let's get into it. All right, so we're going to jump in the car. I'm going to take you for a drive and see if the camera will pick up the weird shifting stuff that it's doing. So let's jump in the car and take it for a ride. Okay, so when you first start driving it and the transmission and everything's still cold, it shifts perfectly fine. It's after a few minutes of driving. Once it warms up, so just shift it into second gear, and it's still holding second gear. Just shift it into third, so it's doing just fine. But after a couple minutes of driving, once it starts doing it, I'll show you, but it'll shift into second gear and then basically instantly shift into third gear right after shifting into second. And then at doing about this speed, 25 miles an hour, it will have already gotten itself all the way up into fourth gear. So that's definitely not right. So as soon as it starts doing it, I'll turn the camera back on and I'll show you. So, all right, give me a second. Okay, so it started doing it now, so I'm gonna show you here what it's doing. So right now we're in first gear. There's second gear, and there's third gear. The only reason it's holding third gear right now is because I'm climbing a hill, so I'll do it again here. Come to a stop. And here we go. It's in first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, and I'm only doing 26 miles an hour. And then another thing, hopefully camera picks this up. Let me get to where I'm on a flat straightaway here. Once it's shifted into those higher gears like that, and I'm barely moving, it's like you know, if you're driving a manual transmission and you try to start the thing off in, you know, second or third gear, you know, it doesn't want to take off. It's like, as it goes. Well, it does that, but you can hear it really bad in the back end because everything, the rear hatch, all the plastic surrounds in the back, everything back there just vibrates like crazy. So let me get it to do that, and I'll show you that. Okay, so we're going to take off, and I'm going to show you what it's doing here. We're in first gear. There's second gear, third gear. You can hear the vibration coming from the back. It's not loud right now, but now we're in fourth gear. You can definitely hear it. And if you just press just gently on the gas, the vibration gets much worse. And I know it's in fourth gear because when I downshift, it says fourth right there. When I hit it again, it says third gear, and I just felt the shift, so I know it's in fourth gear. Anyway, let's get back to the house and get this thing into the garage and get it up on jack stands. All right, so we got the Crossfire pulled in the garage. We're going to get up on the jack stand so that we can get that valve body changed out. So let's get this thing up on jack stand. And drain the transmission pan, and then undo the bracket holding the O2 sensor plugs in, and then undo the bolts holding the pan on and remove the pan. So let's do that. The fluid still looks nice and cherry, smells good and everything, so nothing in there is burning. I'm pretty positive it's just the valve body having issues. So all right, let's finish doing this. All right, so now I need to come in here and undo these Torx bolts that are holding the valve body on, and then lower that down, and then get the new one in here. So let's get this thing off here. All right, so we got the old valve body out here on the workbench. Need to get the little plastic pieces taken off of it, because I'm pretty sure that the replacement one doesn't have these. But let's get these off here and then get the new one up here on the workbench. We got the reman one here. Just pull it out of here. Get it out of the package. Try to keep it clean. I'm getting crap and stuff stuck in it. So anyway, these little plastic covers go back on here. They only go one way, so you can't get it backwards. Okay, and then this one's ready to get back in the car, so let's get it back on there. So we're ready to get the new valve body back up in here, and then I'll have to go to the store and get a transmission filter, because I had forgotten to get one of those. But let's get this in here, and then we'll get the filter in, and then we'll get the pan back on. All right, let's get it on. Okay, so we got the valve body changed out. Now we need to get it full of fluid. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the transmission fluid that I drained and pour it into an empty jug, so I can ballpark the amount of fluid that came out, so that I can put that much back in there and then use the dipstick to get it just right. So anyway, let's get this put into this little jug here, and then we'll know what we need to put in the car. So all right, let's do it. All right, so I measured the transmission fluid that was in the drain pan, and it filled this gallon up all the way. So we're gonna add 4 quarts to it, and then we'll take it for a drive when we're all done and make sure that the level is perfect. So let's get the hood up, get this transmission fluid added to it, and we're also gonna change out the hood shock on it because the hood shock isn't working anymore. Alright, so we got the 4 quarts transmission fluid in there. Like I said, we're going to take it for a drive when we're all done and make sure the level is perfect. But anyway, let's get this tire off here so we can move into getting the shock and the lowering spring changed out. Alright, let's do it. Alright, so I got the spring taken out. On the previous episode, I had taken out the front and rear springs and cut them down, and then later on I ended up putting the lowering springs on the back and filmed it, but lost the footage. So this is the kit of the springs, Like I said, I already put the rear ones on. These are I believe it's a 1.5 inch or 1 inch drop, something like that. Anyway, we're gonna get these springs put on, so let's do it. All right, so we got the passenger side all changed out. Just have to do the driver's side, but I'm gonna be done for the night, so we'll see you in a second. All right, so we got the front lowering springs put in and the shocks. Like I said, I did the rear lowering springs, and when I was looking at it, apparently I already changed out the rear shocks. I'll show you guys that when I get it outside in the daylight. But let's get it off the jack stands and take it outside and take it for a drive, make sure that the fluid level is good, and then we can get into detail on it. So, all right, let's get this thing down. All right, so we got it all done. We're gonna get the Camaro moved so we can take it out and go for a test drive and make sure the fluid's good and everything, and make sure it's shifting properly now. So, all right, let's move the Camaro and then let's go for a ride. All right, so I took the Crossfire for a test drive, drove it around for a little bit, brought it back, checked the fluid level, needed to add about a half a quart. Out of that half quart, took it for a drive, and everything shifts like it's supposed to now. So now we can move into doing the interior and getting it all detailed up and ready for sale. But before we do that, I want to install a dash cam in the Camaro by Viofo, which is the sponsor of this video. So let's get the Camaro pulled back in the driveway and get that dash cam installed. All right, let's do it. All right, so we're in the car here. We got the A119M Pro. We're going to get it out of the box and figure out exactly where it is that we want to mount it. I'm thinking right here behind the mirror, as close to center as I can get it. Get it out of the box here and check it out. It's nice and small, so it's not a big bulky one like the older style ones that they had, which is nice because, you know, you don't want a big old thing, you know, in your line of vision and stuff. And this will actually hide up behind the mirror to where you can't even see it over here on this side. And I'm going to mount it right against the mount for the mirror so that it's nice and hidden from this drop down. So being in the car driving, you won't even know it's there. And in the box with the kit, it comes with little screen pieces for you to put on the windshield if you want before you stick it. And it also comes with the wires and stuff for running it, for plugging it into your cigarette lighter. But I'm going to run it the hardwired way because it has the low voltage detection safety feature built in, so that if your battery gets below a certain amount, it'll actually stop it from recording when the car's sitting if it drops below a certain voltage on the battery. So that's a pretty nice little feature or whatever. So anyways, it also comes with the plugs for plugging it in and an installation tool for popping off the trim and stuff like that. So now that I know where I'm going to mount it, I'm going to run the wires first. That way I get the wires and stuff plugged into it and everything. and get it all set up the way I want it, and then I'll mount it to the windshield there. So, all right, let's get the wires ran. We're going to pull this A-pillar off and then tuck it up in the headliner and run it across. So, all right, let's do it. All right, so as you can see, that's super simple. You just run the wires and attach it. One thing that's really handy about it is that you could just unplug it and then you slide it sideways and it comes unmounted from it. So then you can, you know, plug it in over here and do things if you need to, you know, change settings in it, different things like that. So that's pretty handy that it's not just stuck there forever. And they designed it to where it slides off the one way because they figure you're probably going to put it on that side. All right, well, let's move over here and get it hardwired into the fuse panel. Remounted, that simple. All right, so we got the wire ran over here. This is the wire that we ran. It has the little module here for doing the voltage saving on your vehicle, and it's adjustable. So another cool thing about it is the fact that it's a separate unit from the wire. On the older ones, it was one piece with it, so if anything ever happened, you had to replace the whole thing, whereas if something happens to this, or you need to do some sort of an update or anything like that, you can just unplug it. You don't got to rerun the wires and everything, so that's pretty handy. So this side has 4 plugs, and so that one clearly goes to this side. This one has 3, so you can't get that backwards. That's super nice to not have any guesswork on it. So anyway, we got that plugged in. I already came in here and checked where I have a constant 12 volt and where I have an ACC fuse, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to use these ADA fuses, and then I'm going to wire those in with the hardwire kit. All you have to do is put a ground on it, hook the positive to the constant 12 volt, and hook the ACC to the ACC one with these ADA fuses. So let's get these wired together and then get it installed. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and remove this fuse right here, which is just a power outlet one. That's the ACC. And then one of the ones right down here, which is the cluster fuse. I'm going to pull that one, and that's where I'm going to add the constant 12 volt one. So we'll take the wire, and your red one is your constant 12 volt. We're going to add that fuse that we pulled out of there, which was the red 10. I'm going to add it to it. So just plug it directly into it. So we got that plugged in, and we take the one for the ACC, we add that fuse to it, and we plug that one in. And then both of those are added to it. We'll run the wires down this way. And then we just have to hook up the ground, and right here there's a post that actually sticks out that we can slip this over and then just add a nut to that, and then the ground is all taken care of. Put the nut on it, slip the ground up in there, get it hand tight, and then we tighten it down. And then we can tidy up all the wires, zip tie them up, and tuck them away, and then the installation is all finished. Okay, we got all the wires all tidied up and stuff, and you got the little module here. This is where you can select what you want it to stop recording when the battery gets to a certain voltage. So you got 12.4, 12.2, 12.0, and 11.8. And you can set that out wherever you want it to stop recording. So I'm just gonna set it at 12.2 just to give it a little extra recording time, and then tuck that away and then put this cover back on here. So it's all tidied up, it looks nice. So let's get this all closed up. And it's all hidden away. All right, so we finished the install. I went ahead and unmounted it from the windshield so I can have it out here to deal with it. Let's turn the key on and make sure it's gonna work. But as soon as you power up the key, it instantly starts recording. You have your different functions on here. I'll have to go through and read and learn them all, but there's all kinds of cool things it can do. You can set it to where the microphone will be recording, so it can actually hear, you know, accidents, things like that, if somebody's cussing at you driving by, so you have proof to show somebody's road raging or whatever. So it's a pretty cool little system. I'm going to take it out for a drive and check it out. It's supposed to have really good license plate detection, so it can see license plates in the daylight and at nighttime. Let's take it out for a ride and see how well it does. Turn the key on and start it up. It'll automatically power up the camera.
Recording started.
It tells you recording started, so it reminds you that it's recording. So after the car warms up, we'll take it out for a spin, and then we'll change over to the footage coming out of the camera. So, all right, well, let's let it warm up, and then we'll go for a ride. Okay, so here you can see me pulling up to the light, and the footage is going a little bit too fast for you guys to focus on the license plates, but here in a second, I'll get some screenshots of the cars going by, and you can see the comparison. It's this next one here, this green Subaru. As you can see, the video on the right, you can clearly see it's 227 MDX, whereas on the left from the GoPro, you can't see it at all. And then the next one is going to be this Jeep here. You can kind of make it out on the left with the GoPro, but with the Viofo on the right, you can clearly see it's 961 QCK. So it's a really good license plate detection in the daylight. We got one last one coming up here. It's this Kia Spectra. It doesn't have a license plate. It actually has a temporary in the window. And you'll see that on the left-hand side with the GoPro, it just looks like a sheet of paper. You can't even read it. Whereas on the right-hand side with the Viofo, you can see it much better. But clearly, you can make out the numbers versus on the left with the GoPro, it just looks like a sheet of paper in the window. And in this next shot, it's going to be showing some nighttime driving. And you can see a huge difference with the quality of the footage. You'll see here in a second. On the left, you got the GoPro, and you can't even make out any of the letters on the license plate, whereas on the right with the Viofo, you can clearly see it's 182 NFB. So the quality of the footage that it gives you is really good, and being able to record license plates if somebody cuts you off or hits your car, you can have evidence to be able to show the cops proof of the fact that the person hit you. And with the A119M Pro, it's compact in size but delivers a 4K 30 FPS ultra clear footage equipped with the Sony Starvis 2 sensor, ensuring sharp license plate capture even in motion, HDR night vision for clear details and license plate in low light conditions, built-in Wi-Fi 6 for faster video transfer and download, and automatic event detection. When a collision is detected, it automatically records and saves the first 15 seconds and last 30 seconds to preserve key evidence. All right, so as you guys can see, the footage from the Viofo is very clear. You can make out the license plates really well. So if you guys want to get yourself one, and I highly recommend you do, go in my description, use my affiliate link, and use the discount code to save you guys 5%. Get yourself a A119M Pro. All right, let's get back to the Crossfire. All right, so we're going to come in here and remove the passenger side seat, get the seat removed so we can start getting the interior detailed up. We'll pull out the center console so we can take care of the cup holder problem. And we're also going to change out the shifter, because when the drink got spilled on the stereo, it also got down there and the shifter actually stopped working for a couple of days. So I went ahead and ordered another one for it. So we're going to put a new shifter in there as well. So, all right, let's get this seat out of here, the center console, and continue over to the driver's side. All right, so we got the passenger side seat and carpet and center console removed. So now we need to get the driver's side seat and the carpet over there pulled out, and then we can get the carpet all pressure washed off. So, all right, let's get that seat out and carpet. All right, so we got the center console, the seats, and the carpet removed. Let's take the carpet outside and get it pressure washed off. All right, so I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna cover it all up with Dawn dish soap and put a little Fabuloso on it for a nice scent, and then let it soak for about 10 minutes, and then we'll pressure wash it off. All right, let's do it. All right, so I came in and foamed that up. I'm gonna let that sit for about 10-15 minutes, and then we're gonna come back in and pressure wash it off. All right, so we got the carpets all pressure washed off. Because it's raining out, it's gonna take quite a few days to dry, so I'm gonna put them on my back porch under the awning so that they can hang and dry. But stay tuned for the next episode, because we're gonna be getting the rest of the Crossfire all finished up and up for sale to try to save up enough money to get that dream car. Unfortunately, it's gonna have to be a 3-parter. And I also have a couple other episodes in the works for something off the topic of the flipping cars for dream car. I'm actually going to be doing a couple of barn find vehicles to bring to you guys. I'm not going to tell you what they are quite yet. You'll have to stay tuned and subscribe to find out. But let's just say they're pretty cool, and the story behind them is really cool, and how I'm getting them is really cool. So stay tuned. I hope you guys like this one. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this one with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one.